I'll say this. I will never get those 2 hours of my life back.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Humanity. Look how far you've fallen.
Greetings, programs, and welcome to Pop Culture Therapy. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and just right out of the gate, word of warning, I am going to include spoilers. I'm going to be talking about the whole movie from front to back. I've got a whole shitload of notes sitting here, and we're going to go over all of it. First off, I'm gonna talk about what I think is good and what I think is bad. The movie is beautiful. The look of the movie is beautiful. The special effects, of course, are beautiful because Disney can throw as much money as they want at this movie. The soundtrack is triple A. It is perfect. John Williams' score is perfect. This is going to be his last Star Wars movie. It was epic. The music was epic. And there was a time or two where I really wanted to feel something in this movie, and it was because of the music. Because the music harkens back to the other movies. So, the acting by the actors, they did the best job they could. I think Oscar Isaac did the best job out of the whole cast. I thought his acting was superb. Finn was good. Rey was better. Daisy Ridley did a better job this time around, acting wise. Now, besides that, it's a fucking train wreck. Doomcock mentioned more than once that this film was modular, and I truly believe that. There is so much back and forth and cut and paste. I really think they did a paint by numbers and then decided, okay, we're going to put A here, we're going to put C here, we're going to put B over here, we're going to put D and E and F over here, and G and H will be here. And they worked on this to what, November? This November? And you could tell. You could tell that it had these problems. So, from start to finish, these are my notes. Rey's training is fucking laughable. They want to throw, oh, well, she's been training with Leia. The training is laughable. If she's been training since the end of TLJ, and I think it's been like a year or two since TLJ and this movie, it's laughable. Luke grew more in his time on Dagobah than Rey has since she's been training with Leia. The scenes with Leia are not what they said they were going to be. They said they had unused footage, a whole scenes with her that they were going to use. No, these are scenes from the movies we've already got. And the scenes that weren't were from behind her head. And you could tell it wasn't her. To me, that's fucking disrespectful. If you say you've got scenes that were never used in the movies and you're going to use those, fucking use those. Don't use scenes we've already seen and cut and paste. Again, we're back to cut and paste. The TIE fighter scene with Rey in the desert and Kylo in his TIE X Interceptor, whatever the hell it is a joke. He's ground level, flying right at her. What do you expect her to do? And then when it crashes, he just walks out of the fire. It's completely fucking stupid. JJ has put this on a Mystery Box Theater 3000 level. This is the kind of film that they used to talk shit about in Mystery Science Theater. I'm not fucking joking. That's what we've got here. The film feels like it was chopped together with fucking spit and duct tape. It really does. Rey in this movie is angry. She's so fucking angry, and I don't realize. I don't know if they were trying to do that because of the way they're going to tie in her backstory, but You would think if she's been spending all this time with Leia training, she would not be acting like this. And the fact that she's now suddenly out of nowhere a Palpatine is completely fucking stupid. This whole everybody knew but you thing is just jackass fucking bullshit that JJ pulled out of his mystery box. The entire dyad in the Force mystery box is completely fucking laughable too. You are a dyad. For generations there has not been a dyad in the past. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. It's laughable how bad this shit is and how they tried to chop this together. The fact that the Death Star survived re-entry is another fucking joke. Whole portions of the Death Star survived that massive, gigantic fucking explosion. The Death Star was vaporized in Return of the Jedi. And half of it is sitting on Endor. Okay. Whole hallways look like they've just been sitting there gathering dust. And more than once, Rey is referred to as the final hope. The last hope. The final hope of the Jedi. Fucking bullshit. You find out later in the film that Finn's not the only deserter. That whole ships of First Order stormtroopers deserted. That makes his arc fucking pointless. That brings him back to being the fucking janitor that quit. It's fucking stupid and it disrespects his arc. It does. TLJ disrespected his arc. This movie disrespected his arc. Oscar Isaacs does a terrific job with what he's got to work with. He really does. I said that earlier. I'll say it again because I put it in my notes twice. Oscar Isaacs does an incredible job in this movie with what they gave him to do. All the actors do a good job, but he really shined. John Boyega screaming Rey every 5 minutes it's fucking annoying. He did that in the first movie too. Rey, 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 Rey. Every 5 fucking minutes. The person I felt the most the worst for was Chewie. You really feel bad for Chewie. Chewie in this movie has to deal with 9 kinds of shit and people acting like they fucking own him. And he's got to deal with all the shit. Lando returning was fucking awesome. He's good. He's good. Lando is a pimp. He's always going to be a pimp. Lando was great. One of the biggest slaps in the face to The Last Jedi in this movie is the return of Luke Skywalker. Rey is pissed off. Rey is losing her shit, and she throws her lightsaber into this bonfire from the ship she was on, and Luke shows up and catches it. A Force Ghost catches a fucking lightsaber. So Force Ghost can now interact with the world. He tells Rey a Jedi's weapon deserves more respect. Considering the first thing Rian Johnson had him do was throw his own lightsaber away. That, to me, that's a big slap in the fucking face to TLJ. Everyone in this movie knows that Rey is a Palpatine besides Rey. Isn't that wonderful how, like, everybody knows? Everybody knows. Luke knew. Leia knew. Everybody knows Rey's a Palpatine besides Rey. And that's another thing concerning Leia. They have Leia just quit. She's training with Luke. She is learning how to be a Jedi. And the CG effects making him younger was great. It was fine. Absolutely fine. It did not look like Rogue One bullshit. It looked good. But she quits. She throws down her lightsaber and she quits. So they made her a quitter too at the end of the day. All the fucking Skywalkers are quitters. Anakin was a quitter. He quit the Jedi Order, became a Sith. Luke quit being a Jedi, ran off to fucking that island. Leia threw down her lightsaber and quit being a Jedi. So all of the fucking Skywalkers are nothing but a bunch of quitters. Rey takes ownership of Chewie. Rey takes ownership of the Falcon. Rey takes ownership of Anakin's lightsaber, Luke's lightsaber, Leia's lightsaber, Luke's X-Wing, BB-8, and the entire fucking saga. She takes ownership of everything, including the Skywalker name at the very end of the movie. I'm Rey Skywalker. Fucking, what don't you own? What haven't you taken from the original characters? What's left? Lando's balls? They did that in Solo. Hashtag Solo lost money. When they get to Exegol, the Sith Temple looked fucking badass. That is one, again, something that looked fucking badass in this movie. But everything else about it sucked. But the temple, the Sith Temple looked fucking badass. It looked exactly like a Sith Temple should. One of the things I found absolutely fucking hilarious, though, is when the rebels are planning on taking Exegol, going and invading Exegol, they talk about using the Holdo maneuver. Can't we just use the Holdo maneuver? And Finn's like, well, that's a 1 in a million shot. Oh, great way of covering up the fact that that was the biggest fucking mistake ever in a Star Wars movie. The space battle in this at Exegol look fucking beautiful too. Again, the special effects are fucking beautiful. It's Disney. They can throw hundreds of $1 million at a movie and make it look great. But when it comes to the story, they're just fucking shit. Ground invasion on a Star Destroyer. Right. Horses leading the charge of the ground invasion on the Star Destroyer. Right. I have absolutely nothing else to say about that. When you see Palpatine moving around for the first time, they've got like a giant mechanical arm stuffed up his ass like he's a puppet. Explain that, please. Explain why he's got a giant mechanical puppet rammed up his ass, moving him around. We can teleport objects through the Force now. Thank you so much, JJ. Thank you so much. That's just wonderful. And the healing, the Force healing. Oh. Finn can use the Force. And that is such a fucking waste that they didn't explore this until this movie. You kind of got the feeling that maybe he could, but yeah, they could just come right out and blow your fucking doors off and let him use the Force in this movie. And that's such bullshit that it took till now to get to that point. TLJ fucked everything up. No matter what anybody says, TLJ completely took it off the fucking rails and fucked everything up. If having JJ wasn't bad enough in The Force Awakens and some of the shit they did at the end of Force Awakens, TLJ completely fucking blew everything up, and it's like, well, we had to find out all this shit at the last minute in the last fucking movie. This should have been 2 movies. I had heard rumors. Fucking Doomcock brought out rumors, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, that this was going to be a 2-part movie. It should have been a 2-part movie. Because there was so much shit in this movie that could not be explained that they just had to rush, get it out there, let this happen. And it sucked. It sucked for Finn. It completely sucked for Finn's character. That they disrespected him so bad and made him the ass end of every joke in The Last Jedi. And then he's kind of cool in this, but you're like, dude, what the fuck? Why haven't they shown us any of this shit until now? Why are we the last ones to know? Rey dies. I'll straight up tell you. Rey dies in the fight with the Emperor. But how? She's not injured. She has no marks on her. She just fucking dies. Was she playing to get Kylo to come over there and kiss her? Is that what she was doing? Was she just playing with him? Because there's nothing wrong with her. The Emperor goes down. The Emperor fucking explodes. She blocks the Force lightning with her 2 little lightsabers. Forces it back on the Emperor, blows him up. Nothing comes down crashing on her. Nothing hits her. Nothing fucking happens to her. She's not stabbed. She's not wounded. She just falls over and her eyes are open and she's just laying there. And you're like, dude, what the fuck? Seriously? Seriously. You just killed her without showing us how you killed her, just to kill her, just so Kylo would go over there. That's what you did. And then when Kylo goes over there and heals her, Ben, Rey, he dies. He just falls over and fucking dies. There's nothing left in him. He just dies and disappears. And when he disappears, Leia disappears, and all the Skywalkers are fucking gone. But wait, there's more. When Rey takes off from Exegol after all this shit happens and the Sith fleet's getting blown up, they say she's in Red 5. And yes, in the very first movie, Luke's X-Wing was Red 5. After that, it was not Red 5. He was Rogue Leader. He was a member of Rogue Squadron. He was not Red 5. Red Squadron was disbanded and turned into Rogue Squadron. Learn your fucking lore, you cheap little bitches. Lando's still a fucking pimp. Lando's always going to be a pimp. Lando is a pimp at the end of this movie. Lando will always be Lando unless you're watching #Solo Lost Money. So Rey goes to Tatooine after all is said and done, and she pretty much takes the Lars homestead. So she now has that too. Not only does she have all the Skywalker shit, not only does she have all of Han's shit, not only does she have BB-8 and Chewie, but she takes the Lars homestead too. Isn't that great? And you know, of course, Rey Skywalker. She has everything now. She has taken everything. She has taken everything from the saga. She has taken everything from all the characters. She now has everything. So, one last thing. At the very end of this, which is fucking laughable still, she's on Tatooine and she sees the ghost image of Luke and Leia. And I shit you not, people, it looks like Joseph and Mary. The only thing that's missing is Baby Yoda. They literally made Luke look like Joseph and make Leia look like Mary, standing there holding hands. You're like, dude, what the fuck is this? You guys have made this look great, and then here at the end, you make them look like Joseph and Mary of Arimathea. What the fuck is going on? Oh, that is my review. Those were my notes. That is my review. Big fucking thank you to Ryan over at RK Outpost. You know why, brother. Thank you so very much. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning into my channel. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe and ring that bell. And I will catch you all on the next Pop Culture Therapy.